Welcome back to Baking with B. I'm very excited to do this very easy chocolate cake recipe today. This recipe came from actually one of my brother's best friends from high school, Catherine Eifert, and it tastes a lot harder than it is to make. So it's super easy, but it's just as delicious, so let's get started. Alright, like I said, very simple. All you're gonna need here is 1 box of yellow cake mix. You don't have to choose a specific brand, that's just the one I chose. 4 eggs, 2 instant chocolate pudding mixes, 1 cup of oil, 1.5 cup of water, and 1 bag of chocolate chips. Alright, so you gotta preheat the oven to 350 first. I already did that, and it's already preheated, so we're ready to go. So all you do, you're gonna combine literally every ingredient. I know this probably sounds like it's gonna not be super complex, but it's a favorite. All my friends like it, and when my brother's friend Catherine made it for us the first time, it was incredible. So, just gonna combine all these. The only ingredient you don't combine first is the chocolate chips. You wait till the very end to do those. Everything else you just kind of throw in the bowl, no particular order. It doesn't really matter. I always do the dry ingredients first. I don't know why, I just do. This cake is really more, it's a Bundt cake, but it's definitely more moist than most cakes. And I'm fully convinced it's because of these instant pudding mixes. So, but you could honestly do this with any cake. If you want to make a plain vanilla cake, just make the cake and then add instant pudding just to make it more moist. I mean, try it and let me know how it goes. I've never tried it, but not the small ones or the medium ones. So something that you can add to the finished product if you want is just sprinkle some powdered sugar on top at the end. It kind of makes it look a little prettier. I don't, because I think the cake is already pretty sweet, but if you want to add a little sprinkle of powdered sugar for extra touch, go for it. Or if you want to make it a chocolate peanut butter cake, you could add peanut butter chips instead of normal chocolate chips. And then, like I said, this is just 1 cup of oil. Any oil's fine, doesn't really matter. And then 1.5 cup of water. That's 1, and this is 1/2. And you got all your ingredients mixed up. So now you just mix them. Alright, now that everything looks combined, I think, just add the chocolate chips. And you just combine it all. So now this is probably the most important part of the process, spraying the pan, because you really don't want it to stick. It just looks sad if it's kind of breaks apart, but it still tastes the same. So I just go 1 spray along the outside of the pan, 1 on the flat part, and then we just spray in the middle, this little tube part. Make sure it's good. 1 last few sprays. Like I said, it tastes the same if it falls apart. It's just, if you want it to stay as a whole, just make sure to spray it. Alright, and then you just put it in the pan. I usually do 1 there, and then 1 on the other side. They just kind of evenly spread it apart. So then you just spread it around, make it as even as possible. I am not good at this, but looks like we're gonna leave it in for about 50 to 60 minutes, so you'll have a decent amount of time to clean everything up. It's a pretty easy bake, like I said. I mean, it doesn't require much knowledge about baking to make, so. All right, now we're gonna stick it in the oven. Make sure your rack is in the middle, not on the bottom or the top. And then you just put it in. Set the timer for, we'll do 50 minutes and check it then. And see what happens. All right, time to clean up. All right, so it's been about an hour. I'm gonna test it and see what it looks like. I just usually stick a knife in and make sure it comes out clean. So yeah, it came out pretty dry and cakey, so that's a good sign it's done. Let it to cool. I usually let it cool about 30 to 40 minutes. There's really no science to it. But if you feel like the bottom of the pan and it's cool, that means it's ready to be flipped. So let it cool for about 30 to 40 minutes and then we'll take it from there. All right, so here it is. I flipped it. Like I said, it was about 40 minutes of cooling, maybe 35, but just kind of tell, I didn't wait for it to get completely cooled down, but I could easily touch and hold the pan without burning my fingers, so that's a good test. I'm not gonna put powdered sugar on mine, but if you wanna put it on yours, go for it. The recipe is gonna be listed in the description below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for coming.